Silence is one of the most underestimated forces in the world, and when it comes to the life of the Chosen One, silence is not weakness, it is divine disguise. People often mistake quietness for passivity, assuming that the one who does not fight loudly has no fight at all. But what they fail to understand is that the Chosen One's silence is filled with a power that is beyond the natural. It is the silence that carries wisdom, discernment, and strategy, a silence that confuses enemies and leaves those who plot against them unsure of where to strike, while others waste their energy in noise, in arguments, in trying to prove themselves. The Chosen One is still, calm, and seemingly harmless, but in reality, this stillness is a mask hiding the depth of divine power that has been placed within. Silence is not the absence of action, it is the preparation for the most precise strike, and that is why it fools those who are watching closely, thinking they have figured the Chosen One out. The underestimated silence of the Chosen One is both a shield and a weapon. It shields them from unnecessary attacks because enemies often underestimate what they cannot see. They assume that if the Chosen One is not reacting, then perhaps they are broken, defeated, or too weak to fight back. But what is truly happening in that silence is divine calculation. The Chosen One is reading the spiritual battlefield, discerning the hearts of people, seeing beyond faces and words into the motives and intentions that lie beneath. The silence allows them to gather strength, to remain hidden in plain sight, and to wait for the perfect moment to move. This is why those who come against the Chosen One always end up shocked, because they are not expecting the Silent One to strike with such precision and power. They are not expecting the underestimated one to rise with authority. They are not expecting the one they thought was weak to be the very one who holds the most dangerous strength of all. Throughout history and scripture, silence has been used as the greatest disguise of divine power. Moses was a man who said he was slow of speech, but it was his quiet presence that led to one of the most powerful displays of God's authority the world had ever seen. Jesus himself stood silent before his accusers, not because he lacked words, but because his silence was stronger than their accusations. His silence was a declaration of control, a strategy to show that power is not always in speaking but in knowing when to say nothing. In the same way, the Chosen One today uses silence as a weapon. When enemies throw lies, the Chosen One does not respond. When haters mock and gossip, the Chosen One remains still. When people try to provoke, the Chosen One chooses peace over noise. What outsiders do not see is that in those moments of silence, heaven is moving, angels are fighting, and spiritual battles are being won in ways the physical world cannot comprehend. The underestimated silence of the Chosen One also functions as a divine trap. Those who misinterpret stillness as weakness often reveal themselves in arrogance. Believing they have already won, they expose their strategies, show their true faces, and grow overconfident. But what they don't realize is that the Chosen One has been watching, gathering information, and letting them believe the illusion. The quietness of the Chosen One lures the enemy into a false sense of victory, making them careless, and at the exact right moment, the tables turn. Silence disarms the enemy without lifting a hand, and when the Chosen One finally makes a move, it is always devastatingly effective because the element of surprise is on their side. The ones who underestimated silence are left wondering how they were defeated so easily, not realizing they were defeated long before the battle began. In the moment they misjudged silence for powerlessness. There is also a spiritual dimension to silence that many overlook. Noise attracts attention, but silence draws revelation. The Chosen One's silence keeps them aligned with divine instruction. In silence, they hear the voice of God more clearly. In silence, they receive strategies that no human mind could conceive. In silence, they recharge, renew, and refine their inner strength so that when it is time to act, The action is not out of impulse but out of divine precision. Enemies who do not understand this think the Chosen One is inactive, but in reality, they are actively being equipped with wisdom and strength in the quietness of their soul. That is why silence is the greatest disguise of divine power. It hides the preparation that is happening beneath the surface. It conceals the spiritual sharpening that is taking place. It keeps the chosen hidden until the perfect appointed time. Silence is also a mirror. It exposes people's true nature. When the Chosen One does not respond to attacks, insults, or manipulations, the people around them reveal their character without interference. Some show their cruelty, others their jealousy, and some reveal their hidden admiration. The silence of the Chosen One does not just protect them, it forces others to face themselves. Those who are evil become louder, those who are insecure reveal their envy, and those who are righteous recognize the strength behind the quiet. Silence unmasks the hearts of people, and this revelation gives the Chosen One an advantage because they no longer need to guess who is for them and who is against them. The very act of holding back words creates an environment where truth cannot hide. What many fail to understand is that silence is not passive, it is active restraint. It takes far more strength to remain silent than to lash out. Anyone can respond with anger, anyone can fight back with noise, but it takes divine strength to be still in the face of provocation. That strength is what separates the Chosen One from the rest. They know that silence is not defeat but discipline. It is not surrender but strategy. Every time they choose silence, they are choosing not to waste energy on battles that are beneath them. They are choosing to conserve strength for wars that truly matter. This is why the Chosen One often appears detached, unfazed, even uninterested in the chaos around them. But in reality, they are simply refusing to play games with the enemy. They are focused on the bigger picture, and silence is their shield against unnecessary distraction. Enemies will always misinterpret silence. They will say the Chosen One is afraid. They will whisper that they are broken. They will mock that they have no voice. But in the end, silence will always speak louder than noise. When the breakthrough comes, when the tables turn, when the Chosen One rises in victory, the silence will be remembered as the calm before the storm. Those who mocked will realize they were fooled. Those who underestimated will see the disguise, and those who doubted will be forced to acknowledge that silence was never a weakness. It was the greatest display of hidden power. This is why the underestimated silence of the Chosen One remains the most dangerous and effective disguise of divine strength, because while the world is distracted by noise, the Silent One is preparing to win battles they never even saw coming. Spiritual warfare has never been about who can shout the loudest, strike the hardest, or move the fastest in the physical realm. It has always been about strategy, patience, discernment, and divine timing. The Chosen One understands this truth on a deeper level, which is why they do not waste themselves on meaningless conflicts or distractions. Instead, they operate with the quiet confidence that battles are not truly won by human hands but through divine guidance and precise spiritual movement. Where others may rush in recklessly, exhausting themselves in fights that bear no fruit, the Chosen One waits, listens, observes, and discerns, knowing that there is a rhythm to spiritual warfare that only the spiritually awakened can perceive. Their strength lies not in impulsive reaction but in the wisdom of waiting for the appointed time, and this is what makes them undefeatable in the long run. Discernment is one of the greatest weapons in spiritual warfare. The Chosen One does not engage with every provocation, every insult, or every scheme directed against them. They know that not every battle is theirs to fight, and not every enemy deserves their attention. By discerning the difference between a trap and a true threat, they avoid being drawn into unnecessary battles that would only drain their energy. This discernment allows them to recognize the spiritual roots of situations, while others see only the surface. The Chosen One sees the unseen forces moving beneath. They see when a conflict is not really about a person but about a spirit of envy operating through them. They see when resistance is not simply human but is orchestrated to delay their purpose. This spiritual insight keeps them ahead, allowing them to maneuver with wisdom that outsmarts enemies who rely solely on human understanding. Strategy in spiritual warfare does not always look like action. Sometimes it looks like retreat. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like waiting. The Chosen One is not afraid to appear inactive because they know that behind the scenes, heaven is moving on their behalf. Strategy means they move only when instructed, only when the Spirit says go, only when the alignment is perfect. This prevents wasted effort and ensures that every step they take is divinely backed. The enemy expects chaos, loud confrontations, and reckless reactions. But what they encounter instead is the Chosen One who fights with patience and precision. The surprise of this approach disarms adversaries because they are not prepared for someone who battles in such an unorthodox and deeply spiritual way. Timing is another hidden strength. Spiritual warfare is often won not by rushing but by knowing when to act. The Chosen One understands that striking too soon can lead to failure, while waiting too long can lead to missed opportunities. Therefore, they rely on divine timing to lead them. This is why they may endure attacks longer than expected, not because they cannot fight back, but because they know the timing is not yet right. To outsiders, this patience may look like weakness, but in reality, it is supreme discipline. When the appointed time comes, the Chosen One acts swiftly, decisively, and with the full backing of spiritual authority. Their enemies are left shocked because they thought they had gained the upper hand during the waiting period, not realizing that the waiting was part of the strategy. The Chosen One also recognizes that spiritual warfare is fought in the unseen before it manifests in the seen. This is why they prioritize prayer, fasting, meditation, and spiritual discipline over physical retaliation. They understand that what happens in the spirit will eventually show itself in the natural, so they go to the root rather than hacking at branches. By addressing battles at the spiritual source, they cut off the enemy's power before it can even reach the physical. This is why enemies often fail without understanding why plots against the Chosen One collapse mysteriously, why attacks seem to backfire. It is because the Chosen One has already fought and won the battle in the spirit before anyone even knew a war had begun. Another layer of their strategy lies in their ability to remain hidden until the right moment. A true warrior does not reveal their hand too soon. The Chosen One often allows others to underestimate them, to misjudge their quietness, to believe they are vulnerable. This disguise creates an environment where enemies expose themselves, revealing their strategies, alliances, and weaknesses. While they believe they are advancing unchecked, the Chosen One is quietly collecting information, watching, and preparing. When the time finally comes to strike, they do so with devastating accuracy, leaving no room for the enemy to recover. This is the difference between fighting with human force and fighting with divine wisdom. Spiritual warfare is also about endurance. While others may burn out quickly, the Chosen One knows how to preserve their energy for the long game. They pace themselves, refusing to waste strength on battles that don't matter, and conserving power for the ones that do. This endurance is tied to their connection with the divine source of strength. Unlike others who rely on their own willpower, the Chosen One draws from an endless well of spiritual power, ensuring that they never truly run dry. Enemies may think the constant attacks will wear them down, but instead, each attack only pushes the Chosen One deeper into their source, making them stronger and more unshakable. What was meant to weaken them becomes fuel for their endurance, and this reversal of intention is one of the greatest advantages they carry. Discernment also protects the chosen one from being reactive. They do not waste energy responding to every insult or trap because they know that some battles are designed to distract. A major strategy of the enemy is to lure the chosen one into fighting battles that are beneath them, battles that keep them from focusing on their true mission. But the chosen one, with their spiritual eyes open, sees through these distractions and stays focused on the bigger picture. They understand that the real war is not about proving themselves right, defending their name, or retaliating against every small offense. The real war is about protecting their purpose, their destiny, and the assignment given to them by a higher power. This focus allows them to remain steady while others are pulled in every direction by meaningless conflicts. Another hidden layer of spiritual warfare is the element of reversal. The chosen one knows that the very weapons formed against them can be turned back onto the enemy. This is not done through physical retaliation but through divine intervention. When someone speaks curses, those curses often bounce back upon them. When traps are set, the enemy ends up caught in them. When schemes are devised, they collapse under their own weight. The chosen one does not need to seek revenge because the laws of the Spirit ensure that justice is inevitable. This reversal is why the chosen one can remain calm while enemies rage against them, because they know that whatever is sent their way will ultimately work in their favor, either by strengthening them or destroying the very ones who sent it. The strength of the chosen one in spiritual warfare is not that they avoid pain or challenges, but that they transform them. Every wound becomes wisdom, every betrayal becomes a lesson, every trial becomes training. What the enemy intends as destruction becomes preparation. This is why no matter how many times the chosen one is attacked, they always rise stronger. Their resilience is not natural, it is supernatural, because they are aligned with divine strategy that ensures even losses are turned into victories. This transformation is the mark of someone who truly understands spiritual warfare and not trying to escape hardship but knowing how to use it as fuel for destiny. Enemies struggle to understand this way of fighting because it makes no sense in the natural world. How can someone stay calm while being mocked? How can someone remain unbothered while being betrayed? How can someone appear unshaken while being surrounded by opposition? The answer is that the chosen one is not fighting on human terms. Their battleground is higher, their weapons are invisible, their strategy is divine. What looks like passivity is actually positioning, what looks like silence is actually strength. What looks like defeat is actually preparation for an overwhelming victory. The strength of the chosen one does not rest in muscles, titles, or possessions but in their ability to see through illusions and cut down falsehoods that others build their lives upon. This strength is invisible to the human eye yet undeniable when it is revealed. The world thrives on illusions. People wear masks to hide their true selves. Systems are built on lies to maintain control, and entire societies operate on deceptions designed to keep people blind to the truth. Most walk through life without questioning these facades, but the chosen one has eyes that penetrate beyond the surface. They are able to perceive what others cannot, to feel the undercurrents of deception, and to detect the darkness hidden behind smiles and polished appearances. This sight is both a gift and a burden because once illusions are exposed, the chosen one cannot pretend not to see. Their strength lies in this awareness and in the courage to confront the lies that were never meant to stand. Exposing illusions is not a simple act of calling out what is false, it is spiritual surgery. The chosen one carries a sharpness within their spirit, a sword of truth that cuts through the fabric of deception with precision. Lies cannot survive in their presence because the weight of their discernment is heavy. They walk into rooms and atmospheres shift, secrets tremble, and those who operate in deceit feel uncomfortable. It is not always their words that do the exposing. Sometimes it is just their presence that brings truth to the surface. People find themselves confessing things they never planned to reveal, Plots crumble, and hidden intentions come out into the open because the chosen one's very being carries the light of exposure. Their strength is that they do not have to strive to uncover falsehoods. Their authenticity alone acts as a mirror that reveals what is real and what is not. Destroying what was never meant to stand is another dimension of this power. Illusions may appear strong, but they are fragile structures held together by lies. The chosen one's task is not to support these false foundations but to tear them down so that truth can emerge. This is why their presence often causes disruption. When they enter workplaces, relationships, communities, or even families, everything hidden begins to unravel. People may resent them for this, because illusions are comfortable, and lies often provide temporary security. But the chosen one was not sent to comfort illusions. They were sent to dismantle them. Their strength lies in their unwillingness to agree with falsehoods, their refusal to bow to what is fake, and their commitment to truth no matter the cost. This is not a strength that wins popularity but one that brings transformation. Because once illusions are destroyed, space is created for what is real to be built. The strength of the chosen one also manifests in their resistance to manipulation. Those who build their power on deceit thrive on controlling others through fear, guilt, or illusionary promises. But the chosen one cannot be easily controlled because they see through these tactics. They recognize when flattery is being used as a weapon, when guilt is being wielded to keep them submissive, when fear is being imposed to prevent them from moving forward. Instead of being ensnared, they stand firm, and in doing so, they break the chains not only for themselves but for others watching. Many people remain bound to lies because they cannot see a way out. But when they witness the chosen one refusing to bow, refusing to be fooled, refusing to live under deception, it awakens something within them. The chosen one's strength is contagious because truth inspires courage in those who have long been silenced by falsehoods. Illusions are not only external but internal, and this is where the chosen one's strength shines brightest. They are forced to confront their own illusions, the lies they have been told about themselves, the limiting beliefs planted by society, family, or past pain. Many people spend their whole lives enslaved to these inner illusions, never realizing they were living under a false identity. But the chosen one has the courage to face the uncomfortable truth. They peel back the layers of conditioning, dismantle the lies spoken over them, and uncover their true self hidden beneath the rubble of deception. This inner work requires enormous strength because it means facing pain, rejection, and moments of deep isolation, but it also makes the chosen one unshakable. Once they see themselves clearly, no illusion can hold them again, and no lie spoken against them can penetrate the truth they carry within. This power to destroy illusions also explains why the chosen one faces so much opposition. People and systems built on lies do not want truth-bearers around. Darkness does not welcome light, and deception resists exposure. The chosen one often finds themselves targeted, isolated, or misunderstood not because they did wrong but because their very existence threatens structures of falsehood. When they walk into environments where people are comfortable in lies, tension arises. They may be falsely accused, excluded, or ridiculed, all as a way to silence them. But what opponents fail to realize is that the resistance only sharpens the chosen one's ability to stand in truth. Every attempt to bury them only strengthens their roots. Every attack makes their discernment sharper, and every rejection confirms their calling. Their strength lies in enduring these storms without compromising, remaining true even when pressured to conform, and standing firm even when it costs them everything. The chosen one's strength is also generational. They are often sent to break illusions that have been passed down through families and bloodlines for generations. These illusions can take the form of toxic patterns, inherited fears, destructive traditions, or generational lies that keep entire lineages bound. The Chosen One, however, sees these chains clearly and is unwilling to carry them forward. By confronting these falsehoods head-on, they stop the cycle, freeing not only themselves but those who come after them. This is why their journey is often so heavy, because they are not just fighting their own battles but dismantling illusions that have stood for decades or even centuries. Yet this is their strength, to destroy what was never meant to stand, even if it means standing alone against the weight of history. The way illusions collapse under the Chosen One's presence is often subtle yet undeniable. Lies may hold for a while, but the longer they remain around the Chosen One, the weaker they become. Hidden motives begin to show, false relationships begin to crumble, and unstable foundations begin to shake. This is not because the Chosen One forces anything but because truth carries a natural authority that falsehood cannot endure. This is why those who live by deception either flee from the Chosen One or attempt to silence them. It is not their voice alone that is dangerous to lies, it is their essence. They embody authenticity so deeply that anything untrue cannot survive near them for long. Another layer of their strength is their refusal to settle for partial truth. Many are content with half-truths or convenient illusions that make life easier, but the Chosen One is not. They are restless until full truth is revealed, unwilling to be satisfied with anything less than authenticity. This makes them relentless in their pursuit of clarity. They will ask the questions others are afraid to ask. They will dig deeper when others stop at the surface. They will keep pressing until the veil of illusion is torn away. This relentless pursuit often unsettles those who benefit from keeping things hidden, but it is also what makes the Chosen One powerful. Their refusal to settle means that nothing false can stand unchallenged in their presence, and in time, truth always prevails. The Chosen One's strength in exposing illusions also extends to themselves in relationships. They are able to see when someone is wearing a mask, when love is fake, when loyalty is shallow, when promises are empty. This discernment protects them, even though it often isolates them. While others are deceived by appearances, they sense the hidden motives. While others are charmed by words, they feel the emptiness behind them. This strength saves them from entanglements that would drain or destroy them, because their spirit will not allow them to remain in what is false. Though it may hurt to walk away, though it may leave them lonely for seasons, it is better than living in the comfort of illusions. This strength keeps them aligned with what is true, even when the truth costs them temporary companionship. Even systems of power are not immune to the Chosen One's ability to expose and destroy illusions. Corruption, injustice, oppression, and manipulation may appear untouchable, but the Chosen One sees their cracks. They sense the instability beneath the full Section 8 of strength, and over time, their presence helps bring these systems down. Sometimes it happens through words, sometimes through actions, sometimes simply by refusing to bow. Their life itself becomes a statement that dismantles illusions because they prove that it is possible to live free from what others submit to. Their authenticity challenges false authority, and their courage inspires others to see through the same illusions they once believed. The true strength of the Chosen One is that they do not just expose illusions but destroy them so thoroughly that they cannot rise again. When they tear down lies, they replace them with truth. When they dismantle false structures, they build foundations rooted in authenticity. When they break generational illusions, they establish new patterns of freedom. Their power is not destructive for the sake of destruction. It is destructive for the sake of rebirth. This is what makes them so dangerous to lies and so valuable to truth. They are the ones who see what others refuse to see, who confront what others are afraid to confront, and who carry the strength to destroy what was never meant to stand. In the end, the life of the Chosen One is never about proving themselves to anyone but about fulfilling the divine assignment written over their existence. Every moment of silence that confused the enemy, Every strategy of patience that seemed like weakness, every strike of truth that tore down illusions was part of a greater plan. What others could not see was that the battles were never about the surface-level conflicts, they were about destiny, about purpose, about breaking chains that had held generations captive. The underestimated silence, the unseen strategies, and the relentless destruction of falsehood all point back to one thing: the undeniable truth that the Chosen One is equipped with divine strength that cannot be stolen, copied, or destroyed. They rise not because the world allows them to, but because they were always destined to rise. No matter the storms, no matter the opposition, no matter the illusions that try to stand in their way, the Chosen One carries a power that ensures every setback becomes a setup, every attack becomes a testimony, and every falsehood collapses before the weight of truth. This is the legacy of the Chosen One: to stand, to endure, to overcome, and to reveal what was hidden until the appointed time. And so, to you who have listened, who have walked with me through this word, I want to thank you from the depths of my heart. Your time, your attention, your spirit being open to receive means more than you know. I do not take it lightly that you are here in this moment, connected to this message, because I believe it was not by accident it was meant for you. May these words strengthen you, may they encourage you, may they remind you of the truth you carry inside. Never forget that you are chosen, never forget that your silence is power, your patience is strategy, and your authenticity is the weapon that destroys illusions. Until next time, keep standing in your light, keep walking in your calling, and keep trusting that you are divinely guided every step of the way. Thank you, God bless you, and goodbye for now.